This conference is being held in the backdrop of innumerable challenges facing the continent in its food systems. It is gratifying to note that stakeholders of the African food system have rolled up their sleeves to work on these challenges facing our food system. For a continent as ours, with a population exceeding to hit 2.5 billion mark by 2050, we must be ready to tackle this demographic challenge and the associated pressure it puts in our food system. This is the preeminent challenge of food security in Africa.
The objective of today was to share what we have learned on how to transform food systems so that they respond to the climate change crisis and that they actually respond to the need of Africa as a key actor in this transformation. We have here for many of these researchers, we have here for the experiences, and we have learned some key messages today. One of them, science matter. Everything that we do, our policies, our interventions need to be evidence-based, needs to respond to the reality of what science tells us that is happening, and that science is built by many actors. The second thing that we have learned today is that the system, the transformation of the food systems is complex. We cannot look for shortcuts. We need to understand that complexity and integrate it in our solutions. The third one is that the research that we do needs to be meaningful. It needs to have an impact on the most vulnerable, on the smallholder farmers, of the millions of African women that are farming and bringing the food to our tables.
The event has been very successful. There are a number of takeaways, important takeaways for us who are in the policy formulation business. One of the key lessons is that for us to transform the agriculture sector so that it's sustainable, viable, and able to meet the needs of the people in terms of our population, in terms of food security, as well as nutrition security, we need to ensure that the policy formulation process is very consultative and that it takes on board every stakeholder, both private, public, and as well as the farmers themselves. In doing so, we need to ensure that even statistics that will need to be factored in so that the policy formulation process is very informative and it is also evidence-based. There are a lot of lessons and practices and interventions that have been shared in this conference, and most of them would require financing. We have also heard that when it comes to innovation, we also need to bring on board issues that need to address climate change, and that climate change is here and we have no choice but to ensure that we address those bottlenecks.
Science tells us that Africa is the most vulnerable continent and has contributed the least in terms of emissions.
Agriculture is the engine of growth for Africa.
A happy farmer equals a happy nation.
With the right and the simple tool, we can beat the hunger and be resilient in our food system.